you are kidding me. Right. Okay, I'm back. And somehow I'm now in portrait mode and I can't seem to change it, which is really irritating. But I had done the main, well, one half of the church. I was just speaking to the ladies over there and asking about these stained glass windows. All seem a little bit modern to me. I can show you one like reflected, as it were. But Jesus has shortish hair, which is, anyway, they were blown out in 1940, the windows, during the Second World War. And the artist who designed the newer ones has based the face of the sailor, at least. I think maybe both the faces of Christ and the sailor who is kneeling at the foot of the cross, on the rector of the time. Hello, I can't, Damien. Sorry, hi, I didn't have my spectacles on. So, this stone that I was talking about when my battery went is 1728, and that is why it's in Latin, and that is why Kay is not going to try and translate it. So I can flip my camera again, and sorry about the portrait mode. Alright, so that's the modern, well, that's the sailor knelt at the foot of the cross, and that was, as I said, as a result of the original windows being blasted out by the Luftwaffe. That looks like Peeps, but it's not. Everybody looks like Peeps in those days. That is Johannes, very, it's also in Latin, how annoying. Baptised on the 2nd of January 1635. The lector, D. Johannes Berry, anyway. Yeah, 1635 is when he was, it definitely says baptised. I can't be doing with all this Latin. I could, but I can't, as it were. So, this is Anne Elder, not an elder, a lady called Anne, and her surname is Elder. That's also, is that English? No, that is in English. Church of England, respective ages be not under 20 years. I can't read it properly, the etching is, yeah, unfortunate. Okay, so here, that's just a photo of the older window that I'll show you in a second. That's just beautiful, whatever it is. Obviously it's an ornate box, but I'm not sure what it's for. That's some organ music, obviously. A small chalice, I don't know, spoon, cup, tea set, I'm joking. That's 1811. It says, to the rector of Stepney for the time being, Anne, daughter of Captain Robert, and Grace and Mrs. Grace Elder, bequeathed £5 a year to keep her family tomb in substantial and decent repair. She died on Christmas Day 1811. Bless her. And this is to the memory of Anne Moore, wife of Captain John Moore, 1804 at Demerary, South America, is where their obituary, 3rd of June. So that's, as I said in the previous video, this church, anyone who dies at sea or is born at sea or married at sea in a British naval vessel was, or still is, I think, registered in this parish, which is St. Dunstan's Road. I'm trying not to catch the ladies on film. There you go. So, of course, it's Palm Sunday is being, but that's why we see those there. That's the main church window. As I said, it's a more modern rendering. I still love a little weird door. I love a mysterious door. Right, so up there, that's more Tudor memorial. I can't read it because I can't step over the boundary at the moment. Let's see if I can show you a better view, maybe. Those are also memorials at the top there. That's Madonna and Child. Because of the age of this church, of course. Yeah, I feel like this would have been a lady chapel, even though it's part of the main body. I'm going to walk you around this way so that I can avoid the ladies. So there's more. Oh, there's a brilliant little door. Oh my god. Okay, so these are all for the rectors of the parish. 1742 at the top. More Stations of the Cross. This is 1900s and 18 to 1900s. Just private memorials. Faithful workers in this parish, to be exact. That's a lot older. That is 1606, so it's in the obligatory Latin, so never mind. This is the Worshipful Company of Coopers, have commissioned that window. Coopers are barrel makers, so I feel like they're quite closely related to like naval stuff, because they did like to take some beer with them. Yeah, Vintners and Coopers, I just saw that little sign there. So winemakers also. Near the entrance of the western porch of this church lies interred the body of Alex Weller of Stewart Street, Old Artillery Ground, citizen and silk thrower, and one of His Majesty's Justices of the Peace. He was a good husband, a tender parent, and true friend. He lived respected and died much lamented on the 10th of November 1734, aged 68. So, good on you, Mr. Weller. That's all like the church community type stuff. I feel like they must have gone to Egypt, or it's probably Israel. But they get around in their dinner hour, clearly. Another, it's not a little door, it's a mahoosive door. That's one of those weird baby like etchings at the bottom of that. I can't read that, I don't have my specs on. There's a crown on the thingy. So the pews are side saddle, as it were, in college fashion even, because of Easter week, not because of the naval stuff. There is another little tiny chapel over here that I didn't even see the first time. That's weird. How did I not see that? Anyway, so literally this is how tiny it is, but it's very sweet. That's a commemoration of Ypres in Belgium. Right, so let's show you the artwork. She's holding the church there in her hand. From St Dunstan and Stepney to Mons and beyond. Oh, I feel like this is the maybe First World War. No, that's 1943. Oh, that's Second World War. My mistake. St Matthew and St John, Limehouse. Those are, well, St Matthew Limehouse. I don't believe that's a church anymore. That's beautiful. I love that. I think that's so lovely. Crown of thorns. And it isn't covered. I'm not sure if it's meant to be, but I'm not going to start, letting people know, just in case I'm wrong. The ceiling has got the Rose of England at the top there. So, let's get out of here. That organ is massive. Let me just tell you that much. But yeah, I feel like you've seen everything there is to see. I mean, this is a sort of, I can't believe I got the camera stuck in portrait mode. Right, the ladies are just making their way to the back anyway, so I can show you the whole church now, kind of thing. So, yeah, that is it. There's roses along the ceiling, which is wooden, but you can't see it. It's like the inside of a ship, literally. But anyway, let's get maybe out of here. Now I do have a place to myself. I could raise my voice, but I'm not going to. Oh, I just caught the last lady. Right, so that's a pilgrimage to Walsingham, which is that was 3 years. Oh no, my gosh, that was 5 years ago. I just went back in time weirdly. So yeah, I do like a stained glass window. Now I'm going to take a Palm Sunday thingy, because last year's one, I don't have the heart to burn them with the ashes thing. I don't like it. I mean, obviously, we have to do things that we don't like, but I just feel like it's excessive. Right, so not excessive for other people, I just don't feel comfortable. I don't like it. I don't mind if a priest does it. So it says, welcome to the parish church of St Dunstan and All Saints. In the early Middle Ages, people from the villages and hamlets east of the Tower of London came to worship and pray in this church. So that's a lot of, well, not necessarily a lot of people, but a massive area. There has been a place of worship on this site since around 952 AD, although the present building is essentially a medieval Gothic church with a 13th century chancel and 15th century nave, aisles and tower. St Dunstan, who founded this church whilst Bishop of London, was an influential bishop before the Norman conquest. He was a monk, a statesman and a monastic reformer with a firm belief in the spiritual value of manual labour. Sir Henry Collett, twice Lord Mayor of London, built an impressive moated mansion to the west of the church, Great Place, which it doesn't mean, hey, Great Place, guys. It means the place it's called Great Place, which following his death became the headquarters for the dissolution of the monasteries. Sorry, Catholics. St Dunstan's has long connections with 3 city livery companies, which is the Mercers, who are silk makers, Vintners, which is wine, and Coopers, which is barrels. St Dunstan's was also the parish church of the British Seagoing Empire, which was not, unimpressive at all. The red ensign flag of the Merchant Navy flies on the tower. I showed you that in the last vid. More recently, St Dunstan's kept the light of Christ shining through the dark days of the Depression of the 30s and Blitz. Amazingly, although in the heart of the docks and the worst of the bombing, the church lost only its windows. The new east window serves as a powerful reminder to us of those years because, as I showed you previously, over 1,000 years by the way, but as I showed you previously, it has a sailor with the more modern Jesus with the short hair, which I'm not really a fan. He looks a bit like Hollywood, but the face is based on the rector, so I felt bad when I said it to the ladies and they were like, yeah, it's based on the old rector, and I was like, oh yeah, looks alright I guess, but no, not a fan. But anywho, I'll show you some of the graves, and then the sun is getting low. I mean, I'm not the Hulk, it's not like the sun's getting real low, buddy, but that's a Marvel reference. There's another little door. I love a little door. Look how like people were just midgets basically in the olden days. So this is the side of the church. Let me show you. Where was I going? I got sidetracked by my own Marvel reference there. There's gargoyles, dragons, or sea serpents, I guess, up there. But yeah, medievalish. Some of it was medieval. I can't remember what I just read to you all. 13th century and beforehand. So I don't want to, because there are like members of the public, because it's you can walk through. Which actually, why don't we? There's loads of graves over there, but like I say, it's a massive. It is a big bit of land for a church in London, and they didn't all have this. Even though there were far fewer people, and much bigger parishes in like the 15th, 16th, 17th centuries, still this was unusual in the mahoosiveness of its grounds, because the bishop wanted to show off to some people, I guess. There are some ugly babies etched onto some of these tombs. I've got to show you this one. This just looks like a bit more at home in Family Guy. It's just odd. Let me show you it. If it was your baby, but I mean, really? Look at that brow. That, I mean, I know there's such a thing as erosion by weather, but these kids are some of the. Come on, man. It just looks. Oh, I'm not going to say it, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure our mother would love it. I'm going to go with it because it's a statue, not a real baby. Right. Yeah. So big tombs, but I know that when I get close to them, I'm not going to be able to read anything because it's so old and weathered. Although, just to make me a liar, I can see, oh look, another little tidgy door. You see it? Bottom left of that. Oh, I love a little mysterious tidgy door. I don't know why. I'm just convinced it's because I read the Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Look, it hasn't even got any steps leading up to it. It's magic, I tell you. Right, anyway. This is... Who are you, lovey? Oh, I wish I could read your name. I'm so sorry. I see a Christopher Horn. Mr. Christopher Horn, who died. Da-de-da-de-da. I'm sorry, Mr. Horn, I can't. Oh, isn't that a shame? Hold on. Let me just ruin my sneakers on this grass. No, I can't tell. 18 something, and that was his wife anyway. Yeah, his daughter's there, his wife as well. That was the 27th of something, but we still don't know. Anyway, it's a shame. You can, I mean I can, we can, could look at the burial registers, but I ain't got time for that at the moment. The crows are, they remind me of the tower. Like having quite a few crows around. They're very clever crows. I'm not walking over there because I'm also a bit clever and I've got white sneakers on. So let's find the path again. Right, do we go that way or do we go that way? There's more monuments via that path there, so I'm going to take you down that one. Still trying to avoid other humans. That's just my life strategy, nothing to do with the video. I'm joking, of course. Oh, love a fellow human, mostly. That's seen better days. Bless them, whoever's under there. Right, them weirdo babies. Can we read anything? Oh, actually, that's not too bad, but I'm not treading on this muddiness. Already, what does it say now? Shoot. No, it's quite clear if you're in person, not on the video, but clear but illegible. So weird. I can see the outline of, yeah, there's not enough contrast. Oh, my charger's come out. Drat. Double drat. Excusez-moi, messieurs et madame. Right. Anyway, I feel like I'm going to wrap this video up in a minute because of battery issues. I faffed up the first one. So, oh, Code Blood, you right, lovey? Right, so there is tombs there. You can't see them because of the high rise and the reflections of the monstrosities, but there are. I think you can see them just sort of at the bottom, like little white squares. There's an actual grave, bigger monument. That's got to be a war thing, but the light is now no good for us. So whereas before it was like glaring, the moon is still out. And there are mushrooms growing if anyone is peckish. But they're not psilocybin. I'm pretty sure they're not magic mushrooms because they don't look like Smurfs' houses. Right. There's crows, you might be able to hear them. That part of the grounds has been designated, I have no idea, but for something or other. So, doggies. Cute, see, there's loads of dogs in the front of me. They are cute. Some of them look like teddy bears nowadays. Right. No, these are all too weathered for me to even read the inscriptions, unfortunately. They were 20-something years old. That's what I'm gathering. Oh, this was Mr. John. B-E-A-T-E. Can't read you. Sorry, John. That's an old one because it looks Latin-y. But again, it's really unfortunate. But the records of the parish would have the markers and who's under there, as it were, but such a shame it's that one as well. You can read bits at the bottom. It just doesn't make sense without the rest of it. Hello, lovely. Look at this. Look, how cute are you? Oh, they are not getting no attention. Sorry, you're very cute also. That was to the owner. No, I'm joking. That was to the other little puppy. Right. Yeah, we're basically at the other end of the churchyard. It is quite peaceful, Daffyd, until a motorbike goes past with, you know, you know, those motorbike people we spoke of yesterday. I won't mention their small appendages whilst in holy ground, but I'm confident that they are lacking in the reason for an ego department. Oh, there's a dog on the loose because someone's getting whistled and it ain't me. Although, right, look at these cutesy houses here. These little townhouses, I feel like they're part of the later church estate, as it were, because for one, they look like they're listed. Oh, it's a little Jack Russell. Oh, too cute. Too cute. No horses, apparently, but dogs are fine. Right. Oh, if it comes and attacks me, its tail is quite up, so I may just stand still and just film it. Go away, you little sausage. No, it's looking at me. It looks aggy, but I don't care. I'm brave. Right. For anyone who missed it, that is where we just visited. Look, ahaha! You see these little painted people? They're walking up to the little magic door that I just showed you that you can't see because there's a little something else there. We've cracked the case, everyone. It wasn't a magic door to Narnia. It was an entrance to the church. So I feel like I may be making it up now, but let's find out before I end this quick stream. Yeah, these are definitely old places. They've got blooming Greco-Roman looking, like, I don't know, entrancey bits. You see? And an allotment, apparently. I felt like there may have been another graveyard around here. Yeah, I think I'm just about to come up on it. Because the reason they did the Magnificent Seven, the construction of the 7 actual cemeteries, as opposed to we always had churchyards prior to that, is because after one cholera epidemic, we just didn't have the space, darlings. We had to start sticking them where we could, as it were. So, this is, by the way, the back of those buildings. These are oldish, but these look like, I don't know, 1920s or something. But yeah, boom, shakalaka. Not the rubbish bit, that's disgusting. But at least it's in a dustbin, to be fair. But the grass is way overgrown for these sneakers. So, we know it's here now, but that looks so impressive. Behind that, I'm not doing it, I can't do it, I'm afraid, people, I just can't physically do it. But that looks like pretty, like it would have been a rich person's tomb. Maybe this was like a little private churchyard without all the hordes of peasants traipsing around on a Sunday, because this was like Docklands broadly, like seafaring area, so there were a lot of tradesmen and etc. Hi Jimmy, sorry I just looked down and saw your comment, babes. Right, so that at one point would have been something quite impressive, I feel, because it had railings around it at one point. You can see the circles, but either during the Second World War in the drive for metal they pinched it, or I don't know what else to attribute it to. There was a drive for like scrap metal and stuff, but yeah. So look, oh, that is such a shame. Look on the floor, that's a part of someone's tomb, and it's 1880 and I can see it clear as a bell, but I can't see their name or anything. Oh, what a shame. Where has it come from? Right, I'm going onto the grass now, just for someone who died like 200 years ago. But oh, that's got to be a baby one, surely. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, I don't like that. Gets me upset. Not as upset as getting these trainers dirty, but still. Thomas, I don't know who you are, babes, but you're not the missing piece of that. Oh, that's just done me in. That's a real shame. And someone was the mother of someone right at the bottom. See? Oh, 1880. Loving father. Oh, that's just done me up like a kipper. I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like the thought of that. Family, like 200 odd years ago, has paid for a lasting memorial to their loved one, and a bit of it's ended up on the floor in a graveyard with... No, I just can't read them. They're just too old. If I had a piece of chalk, I had a lot of time on my hands. Like, or, you know, I could do a rubbing. But other than that, I'm afraid, people, that's all that's left of this little graveyard. It's just basically a little parky bit, really. But I'm confident it must have been attached to Dunstan's. But let's find out. I might be actually lying. So this says the former site of Stepney Meeting burial ground. Oh, when it says meeting, do they mean Quakers? Or have I just made that bit up? Most of this site was formerly a non-conformist burial grounds belonging to a church known as Stepney Meeting. In the 17th century, Stepney was a stronghold of Puritanism and supported Parliament in the Civil War. All right, don't make a big deal out of it. I'm only joking. Stepney Meeting was founded in 1644 by a group of Puritans called Independents. It was the first independent church in East London. The first Stepney Meeting House was built in 1674 near what is now the east corner of Stepney Way and Garden Street. The Meeting House was rebuilt in 1863 but destroyed in the Second World War. All that remains are a few ruined walls surrounded by what is now Stepping Stones Farm. We came past that but I didn't show you, unfortunately. So here, this is the old map. That's St Dunstan's there, facing that away. That's where we came in. And the farm is here, like kind of thing, in relation to that. Those are the almshouses that were destroyed in the Second World War. That's a shame. Oh, here we go. So that's the... it tells you. That big impressive tomb that I told you about was the tomb of Reverend George Ford, pastor of Stepney Meeting from 1796 to 1821. And the other one, it says tomb of the Reverend Samuel Brewer, who was the pastor from 1746 to 1796. He didn't get a lot, the second geezer. They was a bit Puritan-y anyway. I don't think they'd mind that it was not really ornate. Look at the old map. It doesn't look anything like that anymore, this area. In fact, those streets are potentially redundant. But the almshouses that were destroyed were there in relation to the Mahusive Church. So where we're standing, basically, those houses I showed you, I said they must be old. Those are those. Let's see the street signs, street names. Did it. I feel like they're different now. Yeah, there is. Yeah, this is the burial ground we're standing in. So what's that street there? It's a shame it's an old map, it doesn't tell us. In this 1870 map, though, there was... there was a hospital there. Casual wards, males and females. I don't think it was a workhouse. I think it was an actual hospital. These are all plots of land. I don't know if they're houses at this time. It was early. Anchor Street. There will all be like lots of them anyway. Are maritime. There's a Baptist church there. Look at the tidginess compared to St Dunstan's grounds. I told you they were Mahusive. I can't see anything else of any interest, and it's only really of interest to me because I like local history and churchiness. So anyhow, I feel like maybe my chat has frozen because... Oh no, Cherokee's there. It doesn't go across the whole screen because I'm in portrait mode. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it wasn't the Quakers, it was just the regular Puritans. They were not a group of people to try and spend Christmas with, let me tell you that now. They were quite moody. I have no idea where I am. I'm around the back of the... I do know where I am, I'm telling fibs, but I'm not taking you all home with me. But we can go for a wander because I have to pick up where I actually know where I am. So let's have a little wander. I think we're going to come out near to St Anne's, where I took you all the other day. These are cutesy, aren't they? See, Cherokee, see what you're missing. Cherokee, come and live in England immediately, if not sooner. Told you the moon was out. There you go. There it is up there, pretending to shine, even though it's just reflecting light. So these buildings are 1890, 1881, 1887, 1894, and then that one says St A.M. Saint someone, 1890 and 1898, apparently. So that's handy. That van is not 1890s, that's potentially 1990s. It says the boundary of the hamlet of Ratcliffe. Oh my gosh, Ratcliffe. This is old Chisholm. Is 4 feet southwest of this stone. If only we knew where the river was. We do know where the river was. Right, okay, so we're north, that's south. So that's southwest. So 4 feet away, apparently, is the boundary of Ratcliffe, which isn't even a thing anymore. It's just a highway. And let me turn you around to... I do feel funny just like, filming people potentially. Ratcliffe Highway was the site of an horrible murder. You've got to say it in that voice. Horrible without an H, because that was the headline. Do it, Cherokee. Don't start getting me excited for fun. Do it immediately. I'm going to cut down this way, which isn't as scenic. And there's a load of traffic down there. I don't like them. Humans, traffic. Ratcliffe Highway Murders was, oh my gosh, my memory of true crime is now, I've used up brain space with theology. I used to love true crime and old stuff and horrible murders and Jack the Ripper and stuff. Ratcliffe Highway Murders. A servant girl was, oh no, I don't want to butcher it, but basically a sailor was accused. There was a lot of sailors around and some of them were a bit mental because they'd been boarded up for ages on ships. He's not a lion. Nah, it's not a lion. I know what you're saying, Damien, but no, Jesus is the lion, Judah. Islam is like more of a cat with a wig on, just going meow, sort of thing. So yeah, these are very sweet little houses around here. Look, I don't know, I can't be bothered now to turn around the camera all the time. They're just cutesy. I don't know, I just like this kind of shit. Assuming that used to be a pub, you could just tell, like a 1950s or 70s style pub. My nose is running, but I've got my palm thingy in my hand, and my sock has come off of my heel, so I'll throw that out there. What can I say now? I'm walking along with one sock on and one half on. Nice. Cherokee. Are we separated at birth? Is this a thing? I did go to Florida when I was a kid. I never did get an explanation apart from some big mouse with ear rolls. You know what I mean? I mean, I was on your continent. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I used to love that shit. Love it. I'm not too big on murder mystery. I prefer the ones that are solved, but Jack the Ripper was just a little enigma. Right, so I'm about to rejoin, exactly, to rejoin the human race. As we round this corner, it'll be really horrifically busy, but then I'm going to let you all go because my hands are numb, literally. It's been a long time numb now, and my little tootsie is hanging out of my sock. This is outrageous, and I can't just slip off the sneakers because they're tied up and they're too new for me to just, like, you know, kick off the back. That can't happen, darling. So you can just see there's nothing of any interest coming up here. Ratcliffe Highway Murders. Yeah, I feel like potentially the geezer was wrongly accused, although I may be getting my highway murders mixed up because we had a few highways and a few murders. Right. Yeah, there's more cars here now. I can tell I'm coming back out. This is a cute little pub. Let me just show you this. No advertising, obviously. You can't see how little dinky it is. How cute is it? Like on a scale of 1 to like extra cute. The Prince Regent. We haven't got a Prince Regent, so it's got to be Prince Albert. It's got to be in memory of Victoria's husband. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Prince Philip wasn't here. Prince Regent. No one's going to have a pub after him, are they? Come on. That's a monstrosity. I'm not even going to put that. That building is atrocious. Some of the architects, fair enough, the war and everything, but oh, come on. Right, we're about to cross a canal. They sometimes look pretty if you squint. Try and ignore the supermarket trolleys and stuff. Oh, let me show you some narrow boats if I don't get run over. I can't tell if the geezer's Canadian who drives that. It's monstrous. Even though it is a Porsche, it is far too yellow. Far too yellow with a maple leaf. Now this is the crap bit of the canal. There's some like narrow boat barge thingies, but that's just too much, that big pipe. So that looks a bit crap. Sorry about that, gang. Oh, it's too cold. My nose is running. I'm just going to cough it at this point. I don't even care. I don't literally don't care, because I just want to put my sock on, feel my fingers again, have a cigarette. That is the main thingy also. Although I've only just thought of it, my nicotine levels went high. If you're making a list of things to do, we're always here. Nah, there's nothing pretty. It says, I saw aliens, but I don't believe in them. That's what it says, the graffiti. Fair enough. Stop taking the drugs. Right, I'm going to tell you Tara in a minute. Cherokee, before I get around this next corner, the wind is going to whoosh me. Like, as in, I'm in a bit of a wind tunnel. So, girl. What an honorary Brit she is. What an actual English rose that woman is. Off for a couple. I couldn't have said it better myself. Okay, darlings. So, thank you for sticking with me to the bitter end. It's not the end of anything, but I'm going to have a prem later. So, please do join because it's new. Hopefully, I'm not screeching like a fishwife at a Muslim, but I feel like I will be. So I haven't watched the footage pack myself, but I don't think I embarrassed Jesus, but you never know. If I did, it's me, not him that I'm embarrassing, hopefully. Anyway, the guy was wearing a tea towel. What can you say? Not Jesus, the dude. Right, anyway, I'm gonna say no, okay, stop now, darling. Right, love you, see you soon. Ciao.